How to repair holes in drywall with spackle. A hole in a wall can come from anything: overzealous drilling, falling furniture, or bashing into the wall so hard you make a hole. Holes in walls will have to be repaired one way or another. Here's the quickest way. Steps. 1. Assess the size of the hole. Spackle repairs holes up to the size of a hand or so, but any hole larger than the size of a fist will require the use of a support of some kind, unless they happen to have support behind the wallboard already. 2. Choose the correct spackle. One way to classify spackle is by weight. The smaller the hole, the lighter the spackle you will need. 3. Cut any loose or hanging pieces from the hole with a utility knife or any sharp tool. Don't make the hole any bigger than you have to, but do make sure to remove any crumbling or unsupported wallboard gypsum. 4. Choose a spackle knife of an appropriate size, slightly larger than the hole. If you are unsure, use a larger one. 5. Stir the spackle, especially if you are using a previously opened spackle tub. 6. Press the loaded side of the spackling tool into the wall about a ½ inch, 20 to 30 millimeters, above the hole. 7. Press hard, and using a smooth stroke pull the knife down over the hole. Usually, pulling over the hole at a slight angle works best. 8. If the spackle begins to sag, leave this coat to dry in the current state and come back later for a second coat. It is better to give a hole several thinner coats than one thick one. 9. If needed, apply a second coat only after the spackle is fully dry. 10. Make the spackle as flush as possible, but remember that spackle shrinks. Do not be afraid to leave a slight mound, perhaps 1/8 of an inch, above the hole. 11. Smooth the spackle down with very fine-grade sandpaper or use a damp sponge to smooth out the surface until it is flush with the wall. 12. Small holes do not need primer, but larger holes should be primed to seal the spackle and prevent it from absorbing too much of your top coat paint. Tips. If spackle falls to the floor, hitting the carpet or furniture, the best thing to do, especially when using a lightweight spackle, is to let it lay until dry. Spackle loses moisture quickly. Once dry, spackle will just lift up. Tightly ball up a plastic sandwich bag and dab at the spackle after applying to simulate wall texture. Lightly sand by hand after to flatten out excessive shadowing. Do not use spackle that contains dried lumps, as this will lead to more problems. When putting spackle away, always close the lid tightly. Warnings. Make sure you use spackle and not similar products like caulk. Some companies sell metal mesh products for larger holes. These can be hard to use, and if used incorrectly quickly introduce more problems than they solve. Wash your spackle knife promptly as spackle dries quickly. Never use a dirty spackle knife or one that has been bent or is out of shape. Very large holes or missing pieces of wallboard will need to be replaced using new wallboard and mud compound as described in How to Patch a Wall. Things. Spackle. Springy spackle spoon. Sandpaper or sponge.